Let's have a battle with photosynthesis and cellular respiration.
Photosynthesis!
Alright, so let's talk about photosynthesis and respiration and see what we need to learn, or not learn. You've already learned what you learned, but you know what I mean. Like let's
Learn what you learn, people.
learn what you learn, people. That's right, Cohen.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've been talking a lot about these two processes. So remember, just kind of in a nutshell, go over them. So photosynthesis happens with plants. This is how plants make their sugar. It's the process where they will take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, they will take water, and then they will take sunlight. They will use that in the process of photosynthesis to create two main things, which is going to be oxygen, and it's also going to be glucose, C6H12O6. That glucose is then used by the plant as its food. So plants are, remember, what we would call autotrophs, that they can create their own food, and they do this process of photosynthesis. Then on the flip side, we have the other process we've been looking at, which is called cellular respiration. And so remember, cellular respiration is when all organisms, not just plants, but all organisms take the food that they either make or that they eat, and they change the energy that's found in the food, that's in the bonds of the glucose. Then they create what's called the cellular energy in the form of ATP. And they do that by taking in oxygen, and they take the glucose, and then they create carbon dioxide, and they create ATP along with water. So again, if you look at these equations, they're kind of flip-flopped from each other. The products of photosynthesis are the reactants of cellular respiration, and the reactants of photosynthesis are the products of cellular respiration. So that again is kind of the two processes in a nutshell. Looking at the test, gonna go through some things just to kind of see. Remember we talked about guard cells, how guard cells are surrounding the stomata, and they do have chloroplasts in them, so they would go through the process of photosynthesis, but that they allow for the gas exchange with the stomata. So carbon dioxide would come in, oxygen would go out. Remember, stomata also help to conserve water for the plant as well. So there you have that. We've talked in class several times when we talk about cellular respiration about there's certain cells that would need more ATP, right? So think about what cells would need more ATP, and then ask yourself, would these cells need more mitochondria? Shake your heads, yes. Because if a cell's going to be in constant motion, like your muscles or like your heart, things like that, they're going to need more mitochondria than the rest of your, just let's say, skin cells that really don't need a lot of energy. Okay. Go tell mom that I'm making my review video, and see if she needs something right now or if it can wait. Here we go. Life in the Strauch house. So then, there's a couple questions where it looks at a diagram of a cell, and you have to be able to kind of tell where in the cell the either photosynthesis or cellular respiration is occurring. So remember, respiration obviously happens in the mitochondria, where photosynthesis is going to happen in the chloroplast. Chloroplast, just to give you a hint, I know we haven't looked at a ton. I know back in the organelles we kind of looked at what they look like, and you have a picture of the inside of one, but I always think chloroplasts look like kind of a watermelon with seeds, kind of little lines of seeds, whereas the mitochondria have that same kind of jelly bean shape, but they have more kind of folds, kind of zigzag folds, like a membrane kind of folded up, almost like a spring kind of squished in them. So just be aware of that. don't forget, ATP is the energy that's created, the cellular energy that's created through cellular respiration. Again, we've talked about that extensively. Stomata, remember, they allow for the gas exchange. They also help to maintain homeostasis with the water concentration in the plant. What's one way you could tell an animal cell versus a plant cell? Well, a couple things. Remember, the plant cell is going to have a cell wall. The plant cell is also going to have a very large vacuole where the animal cell wouldn't. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much straight up. If you know the equation, you'll be good. Remember, the energy conversion that actually happens when you're talking about cellular respiration is kind of like the refinery process, right? Taking oil and refining it into gasoline. So the oil per se is our glucose. So the energy found in the bonds of our glucose is transferred and changed into the energy in the bonds of ATP. Dan, ATP, not ATP. Are you trying to make YouTube jokes?
No.
Damn TDM. So what else? Let's see. Get through this more of this. Again, you know that photosynthesis happens in a chloroplast. That's a couple questions right there. Which do you get more ATP out of? Aerobic or anaerobic? Aerobic. You sit on a throne of lies. It's aerobic. So aerobic would be the one where you're going to get more ATP. There's a few little diagram looking things where you just have to know what goes in and what comes out of both photosynthesis and respiration. Like we talked numerous times throughout the weeks, you got to be able to know those equations and apply be able to apply the knowledge of those equations. Yeah, I mean, what is ATP even? What is it? What does it help you do? Remember, it's an energy molecule, right? So you need it for energy to do any kind of work. More just what goes in, what comes out. If you know the equation, you should be good. Another equation, another equation, another equation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole questions straight up. Pretty
They're
much,
easy.
if you know the equation. Let's see, 6, 7. There's a good 7, 8 questions that are straight up. The equation. The other ones are going to be, where does photosynthesis occur? So you should be good. I'll be there in the morning, super early. If you need help, please come by.
Down the ball is.
What are you doing? If you need to come by and ask questions, come on by, and we'll be there, or I'll be there. He won't be there. Yeah. Here you go.
Hadouken!
Ah!
Hadouken!
Alright. Cut the video.
Wait, Hadouken!
Oh yeah, sorry. And the special credit to our wonderful film man, Mr. Phelps,
Hadouken!
and Ryu. And yeah, we're in a different spot tonight in Cohen's room, so
Hadouken!
we'll see y'all later.
Bye. Hadouken!